And we are back, man, with another one. It's your boy, Meech. Thank y'all for tuning in again. Make sure to get in those comment sections, hit the like button, subscribe, and bell notifications. Get notified when we drop another episode, man. Be sure to go check out our sponsors over at 4TF The Brand. Their website is 4tfclothingco.com. Use code STEELTALK25. Get your 25% off on your first order. And, man, today is draft day. It's here. Who do the Steelers take? Number one, first round draft pick. Who do they take? Not number one in the draft, but the Steelers' number one first round draft pick. Is it Sanders? Let's go Sanders. We need a quarterback. We needed a quarterback when they drafted Kenny Pickett, so the Steelers need a quarterback. Sanders is there. Ideally, trade back, get your quarterback next year. That's me. But we're speaking on what the Steelers are going to do. So that's that. Yesterday, some news dropped, and quite honestly, man, let me tell you this. I was going to save this for later on, like after the draft, because this is where I really feel like this is going to get some fuel to the fire in a sense. But, yeah, so, and I'm just going to jump right into it. And if you watch any of my other videos, you already know how I feel about this topic and what I feel like the Steelers should be able to achieve. And like I said, the new era of the Steelers, Crash Money Records. So Jordan Schultz came out with a tweet, and I'm just going to read the tweet. Multiple teams have brought up Steelers wide receiver George Pickens in trade discussions. His name is the name to watch this week. Pittsburgh isn't actively shopping him, but the conversations have taken place. Pickens is entering the final year of his contract. So let's just pause right there. First of all, trading George Pickens is a no. And if you do want to sit here and say, oh, well, George might have a crash out moment and he don't want to, he's sitting out and causing so much drama and necessary. Like, I seen a report last night saying that the George Pickens unfollowed the Steelers already. So, yeah, that's a possibility. But name a wide receiver that haven't done it. They're known to be divas. And you brought in DK Metcalf. That's another crash out dude. So, do I feel like Mike Tomlin can't handle this situation? I feel like he's the best one to handle the situation. We put up with AB for the longest. Okay? We put up with him for the longest. So let's get back to the George Pickens, is one interesting trade name to watch. Pittsburgh has taken and received calls on the talented wide receiver, who's now extension eligible. After paying Metcalf, league sources expect the Steelers will not pay two wide receivers. Me personally, I think we should. It's something that we never done before, even with AB, Hines Ward. Like, nobody was getting that big contract at that time point. And then we paid AB. And with AB, you had Juju Smith-Schuster. So, Juju, yeah, he went and got a nice contract. He went and signed with Kansas City. And I think that was the perfect situation for Juju to go to. So, I feel like the Steelers did right by him, letting him go. And he keeps signing back with the Kansas City Chiefs? Hey, ride it out, my boy. Ride it out. Let's get back to the tweet. It's just not in their DNA to spend that much on two wide receivers. Sorry. AFC GM said, Pickens is more available than people think. Green Bay been serious, and they are not the only ones. What I ultimately think about this whole tweet and this whole thing on George Pickens being traded. Do I think we're not having conversations about it? Yeah, I think so. I do. I think so. I think it's been more so along the lines of, like he said, Green Bay. That was the only team named Green Bay. Green Bay picked up the phone and said, yo, Omar, let me holler at you about somebody, man. You got this boy over there, Pickens, man, causing you a lot of problems, man. what you want to do with him, you know? Barbecue meal, dude. What's up? So then I think after that, Omar took it upon himself. Well, if they got some interest in George Pickens, let's see who else got interest in George Pickens, and I think that's when the calls were made. But at the same time, you had Omar, and you could probably say he was lying, just not trying to tell people what to do. Like I said, smoke screens everywhere. But you had Omar coming out 2 times saying, "Yeah, George Pickens is not going nowhere. We want George Pickens. We love George Pickens." Mike Tomlin said it himself. And the whole notion that Mike Tomlin don't like George, y'all might want to go back and look at some. Go follow us on Twitter at Steel Talk 6. I retweeted something, and it was pictures of Mike Tomlin and George Pickens, and you can see in those pictures the chemistry those guys have. So the whole notion that Tomlin don't like George is crazy. It's crazy. And I said it before, and with DK and George Pickens, and then you bringing in possibly another wide receiver with Calvin Austin, Pat Freiermuth, and Darnell Washington at the tight end spot, it's setting up to be just like the Philadelphia Eagles over there with AJ Brown. Like, bro, you can really be the best wide receiving core in the North. I'm gonna say that, in the North. And I know T and Chase just got them big money contracts, but when it comes to me and the Bengals, like, Chase the only one I'm really fearing, bro. Sorry. Like, yeah, T, I'm not trying to say T is a bum. No. You gotta watch T too. But at the same time, like, you're planning to take Jamar Chase out the game. That's the number one plan going into the game. So, yeah, I'm more worried about Chase than I am T. So, and when you look at the Steelers with DK and George, that's 2 guys that can go up there and get that ball. DK can man him, get up off me, go up top and catch it. George Pickens out here doing all the acrobatic, the one-handed catches, levitating and stuff. Like, come on, y'all. I'm telling, and you pair that with a quarterback, Shadur Sanders, and you saw what he said. Who's on the Mount Rushmore? Shadur Sanders. He said, George Pickens, DK Metcalf, and whoever throwing them the ball. And he could possibly fall to 21. Oh, man, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be an interesting day for sure, man. And I'm gonna jump back on. We're going to talk about it, all the picks that the Steelers acquire, undrafted as well. So, but I just had to get on here, man. I had to talk about that. And like I said, I wanted to save it because I fear, like, I don't think they're gonna trade him. I don't think George Pickens is gonna get traded during the draft. I think it might, if anything, and it'll probably just be George Pickens is causing too much by one bone. Ideally, you trade him now so you can go ahead and get his replacement. Because at the same time, you don't trade George Pickens and don't have a replacement for him. You don't do that. So, yeah. If anything, maybe training camp, something like that. Like I said, he causing too much problems, and you got to get rid of him. Boom. But even then, and even in the draft, if you trade in George Pickens, first round pick, I'm telling you, I'll take a mid to late first round pick, but at bare minimum, a second, and early second to mid second. That's it. That's it, bro. I'm not trading George Pickens for no third pick. I heard some people say 5th and the 6th. Like, you crazy. You crazy. And I'm gonna go ahead and state it out there right now. If Omar Khan trades George Pickens away for anything less than a second, he lost. He lost. And everything I said about him, like I said, I'll take it back. Omar, you doing a great job. But boy, you about to piss me off now. Nah, hey, you can't make those mistakes. You can't make those mistakes. If you trade George Pickens away, that's putting you right back to where we were last year. And I'm sorry, but who is fearing a DK Metcalf, Shadur Sanders, and Calvin Austin. Like you're back to where you were last year. Yes, you got better at the quarterback position, but you still messed up the locker room, wide receiver locker room again. That's 2 years in a row. Now you got a piece back for Deontay Johnson, but come on now. He had back problems the whole year. Like, come on now. You didn't get that wide receiver. And then yeah, we drafted a guy, but hey, it's talks out there that he can't get a playbook together. So that might be an X on your record right there now if he can't get it together. Roman Woods, I hopefully we can see some of him this year too as well. We can see some of him. A rotation between Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson. I like that too, but you got to keep George Pickens and DK. You got to keep George Pickens and DK. Or you're getting something back. Landa Mecca Buka or something like. You got to get a George Pickens caliber player back, if not better. If not better. You can't take a step back. Remember what I said, it's a 2-year plan. So you can't take that step back. Not right now. Not right now. Not right now. But, hey, man, this is my time. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like I said, hit that like button. Jump in the comment section. Subscribe, bell notification. Follow us on all platforms. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, like everywhere. At Still Talk 6. Okay? Follow us everywhere. Social media handles at Still Talk 6, man. It's your boy Meech. Y'all stay up and y'all stay blessed. I'm out.